Hello, friends. The Honorable Canadian Minister Mark Miller basically released the new Canadian immigration rules with effect from 22nd January 2024, the day he just spoke. It was with immediate effect. I have never seen in my life, in my 24 years of career, a policy that was implemented in Canada with to-date effect. Now, this policy that the minister introduced has a lot of big changes that can affect you directly, that can affect international students going to Canada directly. So, therefore, this Canada visa series that I'm going to have, or this video that I'm going to have, is very, very important because I just come up with important videos. I have earlier have US visa series and the Canada visa series. But this video is, I'm talking about the new Canada immigration policy that is with effect from 22nd January 2024. What are those changes? The first major change is there is going to be a cap of 360,000 international students in a year. And this will be for 2 years, 2024 and 2025. And by end of 2025, they would reassess the situation and then decide how to go move forward. This is a decrease of 35% visa as per 2023. So the number of visas have been reduced. So definitely it's going to have a lot of stress on the international students because the international students going abroad is going at an exponential rate. And if there is a 35% decrease in the visa, it is going to have a lot of pressure on these students because getting admissions could be difficult or getting visas could be more difficult. Let me put it this way. So it is very, very important that if you are now applying to Canada, you should have a better profile. You should have, you should take your IELTS. You should basically write a very good visa SOP to get your visa. Otherwise, there would be more refusals. And this is specifically why these changes happen. Because we know that there are a lot of students who have been trying to get into Canada, who are probably not even studying and who are misusing the visa. So therefore, to reduce these students, okay, they have introduced a cap which can bring quality students. And this is a big change and it's going to affect everybody. But you need to look at it positively because this change will help Canada get quality students and will help you to get jobs. That's important, right? Why you want to go to Canada? Probably you want to go to Canada for PR, but most important, you want to go to Canada for study, which everybody forgets. You want to get into a quality education, quality university, okay, which was somewhere forgotten because people were just getting into Canada because they just wanted to get PR and they were not interested in studies. So this is one major change that basically is effective. Now, this change will not be affecting students who are applying for masters or doctoral programs or going for elementary and secondary education students. So students, international students who are who wish to pursue master's program, doctoral program, elementary or secondary education, basically these students will not be affected by this cap of 360,000 students per year, international students per year. So if you are a good student, if you want to do master's program, this rule of 360 students will not be applicable for you. So even if they increase 360,000 students, they would be basically happy to have you. But for others, like diploma programs, certificate programs, postgraduate diploma programs, post-secondary diploma programs, they would be affected by this particular policy. They will not be able to apply. Okay, for them there is a cap of 360,000 60,000 students. So this is what you have to understand. Now, very, very important for you to understand is that this rule will not affect the students who are already in Canada, who are presently studying in Canada. Okay, this rule will affect new students who are going to Canada, and this rule will not affect the students who are already in Canada. So you don't have to worry about the cap system. If you are looking for extension after your program, you will not be affected. You will not be affected by this cap system because you are already in Canada. So the new rule is applicable to new students who are going to Canada and not to the present students who are already studying in Canada. Right? What more? One more major change, okay, that is basically introduced is there is going to be individual, provincial, and territorial capping. That means every province or territory will have certain number of students, international students, based on the population. So you cannot be allowed to have lot of visas just for Toronto or Ontario, which is the major preference of international students. International students just want to go to Toronto. Okay, so now there is going to be a capping on this. So they would have certain capping, and what would be that capping amount? We don't know. What will the capping figure? We don't know. That will be introduced soon. So there would be a capping on basically each provincial or territory based on the number of population, how much students, international students they can take. So besides 360,000 international students, which is overall capping, there would be a provincial and territorial capping for international students. And based on this, basically, the colleges will send letter of acceptance. Based on this provincial and territorial capping, the colleges that are located in this provincial campuses, okay, the campuses that are located in this provincial location will basically be issuing letter of acceptance. So this is one major change. But one more thing that you have to understand is present students who are studying in Canada in these provinces will not be affected by this capping. So students who are already in Canada who are studying in the colleges, whether it is Toronto or Ontario, will not be affected by this capping. So you don't have to worry. Only the new students who are going to get into Canada will be affected by this capping. Further, the capping will not affect master's program, doctoral program, or basically students, international students going to elementary and secondary education. So this capping will not be effect for these particular students. Further, one more important change is that attestation letter is required. There is a lot of buzz what this attestation letter is. You don't have to worry. I don't have to worry because this attestation letter will be issued by the colleges and universities that offer you letter of acceptance. So besides you getting letter of acceptance, the college and the universities in Canada will be issuing an attestation letter as well. This attestation letter can be linked to the provincial and territorial cap that I have told you earlier. So the colleges and the university will be sending you attestation letters. Now this attestation letter you need to submit along with your letter of acceptance for your study permit visa. This will be a very important document for you. Now this letter of acceptance that basically this extension attestation letter, okay, which the college will prepare and will basically they are in the process to understand how this new attestation letter will be. Once they are issued, it has to be issued to the it will be issued by the college no later than 31st March 2024. The colleges and the universities in Canada have been informed that they will have to provide this attestation letter to the students no later than 31st March 2024. So students who are going for May 2024 intake or for September 2024 intake who have already got the offer letter, who have applied for the visa, will still have to provide attestation letter. So this is very important step. So if you have already applied for your visa, then the IRCC will get back to you telling you to provide attestation letter. And if you have not applied for your visa, wait till you get your attestation letter. So attestation letter will be required. This attestation letter would be probably linked to the provincial cap that is there. So overall, when you are going to submit your application, you need to submit your letter of acceptance and your attestation letter. Now, even Quebec, which has basically the CAQ, will also have to provide attestation letter for submitting the visa application. So understand this very important change, that an attestation letter will be required along with your letter of acceptance when you're applying for your visa, along with your other documents, which is all the other visa checklist. In case you are not aware of this checklist, then you can look at this video, which is of my Canada visa series, where I've explained a lot of the documents that are required for Canada visa success. One very, very important change that Canada has introduced is on postgraduate work permit, PGWP. What is this change? Okay, students applying for September 2024 intake, okay, from 1st September 2024, the rule will be applied whereby when you apply to PPP colleges, public private partnership colleges, okay, you will not be eligible for postgraduate work permit. So you can apply to public private partnership colleges 100%. But if you apply to public private partnership colleges, you will not be eligible for postgraduate work permit, PGWP. Okay. Earlier, the rule was that if you go for a 1-year program, you get 1 year of study postgraduate work permit. And if you apply for a 2-year program, you get 3 years of postgraduate work permit. Okay. So also there was a rule where you can go for 1 year of program, and then you are in Canada itself, you can take one more additional year of program in a related specialization, and you are still eligible for postgraduate work permit. Now, if you are applying to public-private colleges, PPP colleges, okay, you will not be eligible for postgraduate work permit. So irrespective of the length of the program, whether it is 1 year or 2 years, you will not be eligible for postgraduate work permit. This is a very, very big change. So now when you are going to apply to colleges, you need to identify which colleges you are applying. Are you applying to basically PPP colleges, or are you applying to public colleges? If you are applying for public colleges, public universities, you will have no problem in getting your postgraduate work permit. If you are applying for basically public colleges and public universities, you will not have problem in getting postgraduate. However, the rule has changed. Okay, the rule now that you will have is, if you are applying to public colleges and public universities, basically for a diploma program, then you will get it based on the duration of the program. 1 year program will have 1 year of work permit, 2-year program will have 2 years of work permit. But if you are applying for master's program or doctoral program, you will still be eligible for a 3-year work permit on a 2-year program. Okay, I'll just repeat this important thing. But if you are applying for master's program or doctoral program, you will still be eligible for a 3-year work permit. So even if it is a 2 years master's program, or if it is 1 year master program or 18 months of master's program, you will still be eligible for a 3 years of work permit, provided you are applying to only public colleges and public universities. I hope that makes sense. This is the biggest change that has happened in this new policy. So when you're applying to colleges, see that you're applying to colleges which are public universities and public colleges that offers postgraduate work permit. If you're applying to PPP colleges for the September intake 2024, you will not be eligible for postgraduate work permit. However, students who are applying for May 2024 intake to PPP colleges or to public universities or to public colleges will not be affected. So PPP colleges, students who are applying for May 2024 intake will not be affected by this new policy. This new policy will only be in effect from 1st September 2024 for the postgraduate work permit and not for May 2024 intake. So if you are applying for PPP colleges in May intake, you will still be eligible. Okay. There is a debate with the colleges, PPP colleges, that they may basically, instead of starting their program in September, they may start in August 2024 to avoid this new rule effect on the international students. However, my advice to you is if you are applying to basically colleges, apply to public universities or public colleges so that you don't carry the risk. You don't have to worry about basically all these issues and tissues that are going on in this particular thing. So better apply to a public university, public college and be safe. But there is a debate that these PPP colleges may basically start August 2024 intake so that they can avoid this new rule. But even if you are applying for this, if you are applying for 1 year program, after 1 year program, you will have to basically shift to a public university or public college. Students who have already applied for 1 year public to PPP colleges, for the earlier intake, let's say for August 2023 intake, okay, their program is going to complete by 2024. For the second program, they will have to go to a public university or public college so that they are eligible for that 1+1, okay, which they can basically take. Because so probably the stress is on that you apply to good colleges, good universities that has value for your education. This is very, very important because you are going as a student, okay, which many of them have forgotten. Many of them just want to enter into Canada. Basically, they just want to get PR. They don't want to study. And as such, basically, this new rule is being affected. Okay. I don't want to name any states, but you are aware that there are few states basically where students just want to enter into Canada and they are not looking at the type of colleges that they are applying. So therefore, now with this new rule, what colleges you are going to apply, what universities you are going to apply will make a difference. Apply to public universities, public colleges to be safe, than to basically regret later. Now, one more change that is in basically effect is on spouse open work permit, SOWP. Now, students who are applying for undergraduate programs, whether it is diploma, whether it is degree, whether postgraduate diploma, post-secondary diploma, or basically any other certificate programs, will no longer be eligible to apply for a spouse open permit work visa. SOWP will not be eligible for these students. So students who are eligible, who are applying for undergraduate degree, undergraduate diploma, post-secondary, postgraduate diploma, postgraduate certificate will no longer be eligible for spouse open permit work visa. However, this is not applicable to students who are applying for master's degree or doctoral program. They will be able to basically apply for a spouse open permit work visa. So this is also a very big change because somewhere basically this study permit visa was used to get your spouse. And again, the focus was not on study, but what focus was on PR to get into Canada anyhow. Okay. I am not against any of them, but the problem is that in this, lot of the good students are not able to get jobs. Your quality of education suffers. If Canada continues with such policy, then Canada will not be known for its quality education, for which it has been known for so many years, so many long, long years. And basically, besides unemployment could be a biggest issue. Students who are already there will struggle. So these new rules are going to benefit you. Take it positively. These new rules will benefit genuine students who want to go to Canada and study. So if you are a genuine student and want to study in a foreign country, then Canada is still a good destination for you to study, because it will give you all the benefits. It has identified, it has helped you to select you the colleges, the type of universities and type of college you should apply, which can help you to get postgraduate work permit and which can help you to get settled in Canada as well. Okay. If I have to tell you, Canada still wants basically people. That's why they have not changed the immigration rules for number of PRs that they will be issuing. There is no change in that. And maximum students, 90% of these students basically are get PR. So the maximum quota of that basically 4 lakh, 85,000 and 5 lakh is filled by international students. So you are still in the good country because they want people, but they want quality people. That's important. They want people, but they want skilled people. That's important. They want people, but they want genuine students. That's important. So if you are a genuine student, if you want to apply for a quality college, quality university, you want a quality degree, you are valuable in Canada. That's a very, very important, bright change of this. Besides all other things that have basically, in fact, introduced, which basically, a lot of people are worried that should I apply to Canada or not. One more important few changes that basically Canada has done is from 1st January 2024, they have increased the GIC amount for the accommodation and living expenses. So instead of you having earlier 10,000, now you have to have some 20,600 Canadian dollars for your GIC amount. So this is one important change that has occurred. Now this is going to affect you. I can understand. Earlier, when you are going to have 10,000 Canadian dollars US, blocking less funds, okay, let's say 5.5 lakhs, but now you have to block around 11 lakhs of rupees by this new policy. So that's a big fund that you are going to block. And probably a lot of students may find it difficult. But there are banks which can give loans. There are banks you can be eligible for loans. In case you need any help or guidance, you can book a free Zoom one-on-one meeting with me, which I can help you in identifying how you can apply for your Canada study, which colleges, which universities you should apply, how you can get education bank loan, and various other issues or whether there's a pain point that you have. I will be trying to answer that in that free Zoom one-on-one appointment. The link is given in the description. So use this link to book your free Zoom one-on-one appointment. These are very, very important changes that has come, and you have to be very careful because a lot of other countries, whether it is UK, whether it is US, whether it is Australia, are basically trying to basically reduce the number of international students and trying to get quality students. So if you are a quality students, you don't have to worry. But otherwise, visas would get strict, visas would become difficult. Go to a good study abroad counselor who can advise you well. Don't go to a counselor who is just interested in earning money from you, but is not interested in your future, in your career. Because after you go there, you should not struggle. You should be able to get job. You should be able to get PR easily, provided you are able to get into a good college and complete your education successfully. So that's it from me. I hope that helps you, and do like, share, subscribe, and make this video more popular so that good and good students apply to Canada and they understand why these rules will benefit them, how this rule will benefit them, and what changes have happened in Canada and what they should know about these new changes. That's it from me. Take care. Bye.